You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange.
The world, they move fast, especially in the social media space. Every second, plenty things they happen, but waiting actually you they look for. Interesting story then at the social media where they shape your life. So, not waiting they happen at the problem, but how it they affect you. Welcome to Trends. Also, we they bring you the real story them behind the social media noise. From technology, we don't take over the office them to see them where they happen to we every day. We they dig deep, ask the hard question them but then story here. Join the conversation every Saturday, 10 to 11 o'clock na morning, na all Liberty Online TV platform them.
Salon they take action for every mama and every pikin. Together we go reach zero. We all for take action so no mama no go die where it give life. No pikin no go die from preventable sickness. No pikin no go left behind for take maclet. The race to zero day on now.
But zero no go happen by chance. If you na mama or belle woman, take action. Go na clinic early. If you na papa, take action. Support mama, care you picking for maclet. If you na chief, take action. Encourage belle woman them for go hospital for the well body one. We all for take action for save the life of we woman and picking them. So join with today for take action for reach zero. This message they come out from the Ministry of Health together with the Ministry of Information and Civic Education.
For the news we get around, log into Liberty TV online. Positively we bring the change. They get the masses involved. Stars them everywhere. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Hi yeah, hey. Our voices come. Hi yeah, hey. Credibility, now we ability. News, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. You count on me, you count on me anyhow. Give you the news, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. Follow me, count on me anyhow. Liberty we ride, like a nigga we fly. Liberty TV there before. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Hi yeah. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. You count on me, you count on me anyhow. Give the news, give the view, the tell you one time. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. You call on me, count on me anyhow. Speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism. Speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism. Oh. For the news we dey around, log into Liberty TV online. Positively we bring the change. They get the masses involved. Staff them everywhere, everywhere. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Hi yeah, hey. Voices come. Hi yeah, hey. Credibility, now we ability. News, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. The count on me, the count on we anyhow. Give you the news, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. Follow me, count on me anyhow. Liberty we ride, like a nigga we fly. Liberty TV day before. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Hi yeah.
All right, good morning and welcome to the midweek edition of the Breakfast Show, where they come to you live from Liberty TV. We dey stream on Facebook, YouTube, and also on our website, where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Where they bring this edition come to you this Wednesday morning. Sorry, I let the week go fast. Where they bring this edition of the Breakfast Show come to you this Wednesday morning. My name is Khadija Bangura.
And me na Mabel Kaba. Good morning. It's Wednesday and the 5th day of August 2026. And inside this edition of the Breakfast Show today, you know, say the members of Parliament say today then they continue the debates we get for do with the amendments them when they make now the Salon Constitution. So now the studio this morning we go for can talk to the Attorney General and Minister of Justice Alpha Sisi, where they can go with general updates on how the journey don't sound like from where they begin put this bill together. They don't go Parliament, they don't begin debate them. I hopeful say this the thing where they propose then go pass them. All of that you go know inside this edition of the show. And again inside this edition of the Breakfast Show, tomorrow the lawyer them they get an emergency general meeting EGM. We got for talk to one lawyer we write a piece yesterday when a Leon Jenkins Johnson they call on incompetent lawyers them for attend this particular EGM and let them make them as an opportunity for build the bar back. Where they ask the question say if then they look forward if then hopeful say this AGM go unite the bar. We go for talk to Leon on that particular piece that we write yesterday, and also now the show on I know say the APCB don't get the constituency elections them. They don't get but 44 petitions from the elections and they will happen. We go for talk to somebody from the committee where they look at the petitions them. Then they begin look at them petitions and we want to know how they get but 44 petitions from constituency elections. How long you go for take them again for look into them petitions and you go know inside this edition of the show.
Well, now the three big issues and then they look at this morning. We start with the Constitutional Amendments Bill. As we all know, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, they don't go with this bill in Parliament. And about 2 weeks now, it don't go in and out of Parliament as the debates don't begin from first reading, second reading, third reading, where them be don't adjourn. The MPs then be don't look about 13 chapter them. Now this proposal where the AG go with remaining 10, and as we all know, then we don't reach the committee stage. You say and they look clause by clause. If you don't they follow the debates in Parliament, you go know say at the stage this also the MPs them they scatter the proposal them where the AG go with, and then they cross the T's, dot the I's, pull waiting and feel say not good for adopt them inside the 1991 constitution. But not forget, in as much as the AGB don't go with electoral reforms them, the general constitutional review process still they continue, and we don't do a nationwide consultation for talk to people and for tell them about some of the Cowan recommendation them way then they try for look inside, and also then reforms they are born from the tripartite committee, but they want for adopt them inside the 1991 constitution. That's not the process where they go on now. And like we don't tell una for the past 2 weeks, we don't give una the opportunity as citizens, una don't they call, we don't tell una for they send messages to una MPs them, tell them waiting una want for see inside this constitutional amendment where then they do now, and tell them waiting una no want for see, because like I can always tell una this now once in a lifetime opportunity as citizens for let we amend we constitution. So now una for take ownership of the entire process. Let we not just allow the politician in a parliament for make laws then we not go stand the test of time, we not go fit una the citizens. So this morning we get the Attorney General and Minister of Justice Alpha Cisse, we go can give you general updates, but outside then they now as it's still the parliament, then they look inside some of the proposal the way it go with, and then proposal they get for do with electoral reforms. What thing that they do now and they inform the kind of elections would I get for conduct the elections, and the system would then get for use for pick electoral commissioner would qualify the presidential the percentage for let somebody become a president. All of this they inside the proposal the way AG go with. Good morning, Alpha, and welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Good morning, Khadija. Good morning, Mabel. Good morning to the Liberty team and all the followers in the salon of the Breakfast Show. Great for dinner so this morning.
All right. They can't talk about the constitutional amendment bill we there for, but we can't talk about what is happening now, Nadiba, without calling you as a lawyer as well.
Yes.
You know, I'm possibly you name it plays so much in all of this will happen. And all of this, not so secret, say it born out of Kenema. Although some man get the opinion, say not to Kenema the issues begin. But you self na lawyer, you dey part of the bar, and then he say you know the titular head of the bar. Although you not be done day where the issues of Kenema begin, but behind the scenes, how far you don't go for bring your colleagues then together?
Thank you, Khadija. It's good that we start with the Bar Association, where really an important pillar in we governance or citizens engagement architecture na this country also. First I want to say I've been the Kenema. At the time I've been the Deputy Minister of Justice. I don't want for shy away from that. I want for take responsibility, say I was in Kenema. But again, I think I don't be very consistent for saying yes, Kenema bring the country in attention to what they go on at the bar. But we know if we attempt for tie the start of the problems that the bar to Kenema, we're gonna miss the point. Kenema, I don't be very consistent. Say Kenema was not an event. It was an outcome. It was an outcome of series of things we don't affect the bar over the years. It was an outcome of things we several people in the bar don't do over the years, and a build-up it's like when the boil, you go, and then the boil boss. So for a lot of people, Kenny Man did the boil boss. So it almost sounds like say, now from Kenny Man we first start healing. Where actually the infection been on there. So we first start healing from that point there. Fast forward to maybe Attorney General and Minister of Justice, and by extension the titular head of the bar. And waiting, I don't they do. I really don't they engage various parties at the bar. The leadership of the bar association. I don't they engage with people and we don't take a step back. And I'm not gonna be engaged in bar association activities anymore. We plenty of we seniors them. I don't engage the people them. We choose for take an alternative route and say they set up another entity. I don't engage all in one day on the need for make we all come together on accepting say we're better when we're there together. I always don't say when you look at the issues at the bar, you don't have to choose one thing as the problem. But you don't have to take one position. You can take 3 positions together. On all of them positions in the will be right. One, you can able to say, yes, Kenima was bad on all fronts. And it bring the country in attention to the problems that they bar. But you also able to say Kenima was not an event, it was an outcome of a series of things that don't happen over the years. That's 2. And then you also able to say for abandon the bar association, not to the solution. Staying together and try to fix things now in the solution. But as we all when problems don't hit entities over years, resolving them they happen just by the click of a finger. It takes time. It's a process. And we're getting there. And that make over the past few days I don't let my family know say my office don't work with some seniors them for convene a national dialogue of lawyers to discuss not only the bar, but for discuss the future of the legal profession. And the bar now one component of that. I'm really confident say we will get this right. It will be a process, but we'll get it all together. Yesterday, I get a very, very productive meeting with the president of the bar association. We talk about the EGM. They come up on Thursday, and we talk about a stewardship of the bar, things that we don't work on and how we build on those. And as per the notice, the president and the executive issue on the 1st. Now that the agenda on the EGM will be for, of course, take stock of the assets of the company, but also get a caretaker body. So we don't get that discussion. So it's part of the roadmap. Who would the bill forget there?
Not just the current executive of the bar, but most especially after the Kenema incident, we see the fraction will happen. We see the lawyer society, the people just feel like they're not they're part of the bar, but they don't get their own body set up and they are doing things. Although up till now they say government not great for register them, but your conversations we don't get with people who been feel dissatisfied from the Kenema incident. How you go describe the outcome of them conversations in the?
I think the outcome of the conversations don't be very positive, don't be productive. Look, I think all lawyers love the bar. It just happens, say, when we get disagreements, we can channel we disagreements and the solutions we will come up with in different ways, and that is okay. It's the beauty of the diversity of views which will exist in any institution or any society. But I'll tell you, discussions that I've had not only this week but for the past months they've been productive, you know, and we all get different ideas on how we move forward. We just need to harmonize the ideas and they and make sure say we work together for make we get a bar we go really position himself as the envy of with society.
Mr. Sise, popular opinion out there now that una allow politicians them for hijack the bar and una the lawyers them, especially una will get political position, una don't use the bar for push una own political interest.
So you see, Khadija, when I can talk say the bar association in problems, I think we go years back. This is not part of what I can get in mind. That the perception of the bar being politicized. I think we don't do for years, not until it starts. Not to 2018 it starts.
When you say perception, that mean you don't agree with that opinion there.
Well,
way a lot of people hold, and even
because a lot of people,
a senior member of the bar, like Suleiman Bajati Jansi, we talked on Monday at the same show. He allude to the facts.
So yeah, so because it's a view we people hold, that may become a perception. You understand? You know, we lawyers can let's talk about proof, but like I tell you, it's a perception way over the years, you know, don't privilege in our society. And sometimes like it's a perception, they become reality. But the point is that I just say the view that the bar has been politicized, I think we go years back. And that is something we need for change. Because if the bar supposed for the as a credible institution where the people get trust and faith in, they're not supposed to get the perception say it is politicized. And so all of that are part of the conversation we will get as members and make that conscious effort for change that perception there. And really, you know, if it's a reality, do your own part for depoliticize the bar. But you know, when I say this is something we go years back, it is part of the journey where we go for work. For look at how did we get there, and then how do we come out of it, and then really move forward as an association.
But in your own eyes, when you believe, say, the bar begin getting wrong, when make we then at a point now, the sense are not same for the whole anymore.
You know, I'm not gonna tell you saying at this date or this month, but I will tell you say it go years back. Look, we all have friends in the political space. And I still can go back to the time of the last government, when this perception began to build up. And then I'm not even coming inside government yet. I still remember telling some of my friends at the time, say, if we not stop this now, if we allow this perception for build up, say the bar they be captured by the state, or that it is politicized, or it is serve political interest, if that perception build up, I say it is something we will regret. This was years back.
And I don't reach so.
That they would not reach so. So, but the point is, look, we don't see people that don't work more difficult journeys. We country now an example, but we will get out of it. We don't see other associations that don't face similar challenges. I still remember 10 years and the way Kenya been get similar challenge. We didn't even split. Nigeria been get similar challenge. And then they scatter. But you know they got it all together. So we didn't learn from all in one day we don't walk similar journeys, but we also they learn from your unique experience in managing conflict, in managing disagreement. And I really feel say we are at a point now. We are in I think so we all agree say there's a need for make we do together as an association. And we all get different views on how that will happen, but that is okay. And for me, as somebody with the provide leadership in this space, I mean responsibility for get all the different views in it and see say we able incorporate them in the roadmap. We will lay forward for make we able move on as an association.
As you been get caught up in this AGM, we know right. At some point, you write a letter to the president of the bar, instead of respond, reminding you of your role. And he remind you say the bar been supposed for be independent. You're not supposed for interfere in the your own issues them. And lots of allegations been they on you, accusing you of being biased, supporting the other camp, because the Martina and the Tuma camp, everybody been see how the campaign period been really get heated and tensed. Unfortunately, the AGM not all, and you caught up in all of this. All fingers they point at you.
Well, I don't know if not all fingers, but I'm bound for be caught up in this because of the position we hold. I believe say any other person in this position, and we, they at the time with the bar they go through such turbulent times, and you try for step in for shape things, you're bound for be accused one way or the other, because you are going to say something with certain people in Ogolek. You are going to say certain things which some other people go interpret in their own ways, but that is okay. That is part of leadership. It is part of it's part of taking responsibility. Say sticks or stones will be thrown at you, but it's also part of leadership for
Are you
for
neutral in the moment then?
Oh yes, of course. I have always been. So the point is, I'll be very clear. If you ask me, say whether I've been neutral when it comes to the law, no, I was not neutral when it comes to the law, because I decided to stand on the side of the law. That part of it, I am not neutral.
So now, because you stand on the side of the law, make the other camp, they accuse you of being biased.
I know I'm for talk for people we know deny us. Out of respect to them.
But you get for clear your name. Like I say, your name been take a center stage in all of this.
Yes, I remember, you say you name the play.
Yes.
Like I say, it's part of the cross where you carry as a leader. When you choose for stand on the side of the law, if people and they will disagree with your own position on the law, then go say certain things. Sometimes people just say certain things that were plainly wrong. For me, like I say, I chose to stand on the side of the law. So on that side, I don't claim neutrality. But when it comes to the two sisters, then we vie for the presidency of the bar, I go say hand on chest that I deliberately is I'd say I will not take sides. But I like for say first that we for celebrate the fact say, two amazing women they aspire for lead the bar. We for celebrate the fact say for the first time we get the male candidates that indeed the minority. So that one back a good example so we'll talk about. But on the issue of where I stood between the two candidates, I don't be very consistent saying I choose for stand on the side of the law. And yes, certain people will understand, certain people will not. But as we get conversation, some people they see the point from which I be the camp. Now, for talk head on about Friday, during the AGM as to whether I was involved in all of what happened. The answer is no. The answer is that this was an issue where the police stepped into. I talked with the leadership of the police for know what was going on.
Before you can give me updates on what's in the leadership of the police say, or just watch this short clip from the AGM.
Okay.
It has a list that is eligible to conduct this AGM. And I will say it, let the world hear it. This is abuse of power. They are going out of their power. It is an abuse of power. The Attorney General, as he said, gave these instructions to the Sierra police and said the AGM should not go on.
All right. That clip we just watched, so I guess you know the individual there, Ibrahim Faya Sawane, when a part of this executive of Tumajabi. Firstly, what do you make up of waiting they say the AG is part of this, and now you make the police then go stop people not forget access to the hall?
You see, first, even before get into the substance of what they say or the allegation where they make, that is a very sad video.
Why?
A lawyer should not be doing that. It's really sad. When we really say as lawyers, we need for conduct ourselves with decorum, with the dignity of the profession. That is an embarrassment. It is really a big shame. And you see the individual, but it reflects on all of we as lawyers. Because when people see that kind of video, they say, "So then lawyer, then they behave." Sometimes, some people don't even know the individual in name or not go mark in face. Then go just say, "Now so the lawyers they behave." That is an embarrassment. You understand? I don't know whether when he watched that video day after that incident, he's gonna be proud of what he did. But I don't think any lawyer, they were proud for see that kind of video day. It is an embarrassment. It is completely out of what about on the allegation itself. You know, again, when we can say sometimes when you listen to very many voices, you understand? There are people who don't advise I can take legal. We don't ask me if I plan for take legal action against her. There are people who don't ask me if I plan for get them for show proof of that na court. There are people who don't ask me if I plan for take action for defamation. You understand? Because people know the kind of person that I am. The direct response to the question is waiting the colleague say in that video day, it's flat wrong. One, of course, if they understand very clearly how the system they work in this country also, say I just can't give instruction to the police like that. It's supposed to know that. I don't give instruction to the police like that.
So whose role you play in all of this?
So the role I play is that I make significant effort for de-escalating the situation. Because when I talk with police, police tell me, say, they act on intelligence, say the AGM was going to go bad. Because both sides didn't get their own views on how the AGM will be conducted. One side say there's a court order where one side they don't comply with. The other side say they don't comply with the court order. They get disagreements here and there. Now, of course, as lawyers, we don't go into the AGM and try to resolve them. But look, I'm not going to make a judgment on the police. Right? I'm not make a judgment of the police because if it been go bad, then it all for on the again, na me hand. So when the police tell me, say, they act on intelligence, get preventive measures in place, I have to take their word for it. Right? Because look, I don't work with the leadership of the police. I'm on plenty issues. A lot of things they way police don't exercise judgment on and don't handle where the public not even know.
When
So
when the police tell you say then get this intelligence and then get preventive measure, was it before the Friday of the event or after the thing we happen with them block people not forget access to the place?
So I'll tell you one thing, Mabel. So look, I not go sit down na TV or even sit down na office with anybody and begin break down the timeline when me and police talk, when we begin talk, when we stop for talk. I'll just tell you one thing. Say I get a lot of engagement with the police on de-escalating. I get a lot of engagement with leaders of the bar. When I say leaders of the bar, I don't only talk about the executive, but I talk about senior colleagues, about how we all de-escalate, and make sure, say, like with disagreements, that the bar not play out.
So stopping the AGM will be part of the de-escalation.
I wouldn't say so. Say again, I don't say in any way that let me stop the AGM. When I talk about de-escalation, I talk about waiting happen. I've been to money on Friday, right? For CC, become for CC things to blow up, So I've been there for engage all parties. For CC we de-escalate. Everybody remain calm. My police and lawyer not clash. My lawyers not get a go at each other. And say for that unfortunate video we just see, I think say almost every lawyer we've been there under, be careful conduct themselves with decorum and take police advice when police finally say make people go home and plan again forget the AGM.
But a police suppose for cancel lawyer the AGM?
A police is responsible for law and order.
One thing we not seem
police
clear.
Council the AGM, but now police responsible for law and order. And sometimes again, it's a question of we draw the line between something where police go take step for prevent, or something where police go take step for stop, or of course we therefore go through due process for see certain things not happen. Of course, if lawyers and AGM not get for hold, I would prefer make that happen through the courts. May the courts order say the AGM not for hold for
because
this.
now one of the things then done the way the current president now a clip where they ask the AIG say if this not a court order. So the police will get a court order for go there and stop the AGM and ask everybody for go back, because one of the things them way the current president be they ask who side this instruction come off from, then be they saying orders from above.
I wouldn't know waiting orders from above mean. I don't speak for the police. Yes, like you, I saw the video. That particular police officer, I don't ever interact with him yet. I don't know him in person. I don't have his phone number. But when I talk to his superiors, waiting explain so, now in superiors then tell me. And look, the point is that when issues like that arise, we also get responsibility for listening to law enforcement as long as they conduct themselves professionally. But the point is, like I say, I would prefer if an AGM is cancelled through a court order. But again, all of this, because of the journey we don't work and the suspicion with which we treat each other, and I don't think so. All we try for fix for CC, we get a very clear roadmap. That way, when lawyers get together, if police come around, and for make the help we carry out, we mandate. Matter of fact, we get a lot of lawyers than at the police force now. So really, we are in this space together. You understand?
Say you been get conversations with the police senior members at the bar, where you describe it can either be people in the executive or the senior members them at the bar. Waiting to be the common understanding for de-escalate the situation where una all been get the one that we get the conversation with.
I mean, it's been very clear, say lawyers are supposed to remain calm. Lawyers don't forget into any confrontation with the police. And we try to see whether there was a way for make lawyers then gain access and able to carry on with the AGM. But police been very clear, say, based on their intelligence, anything could have happened. And at some point, when police being get for say, at least with the AIG, they encourage everybody for just go home and plan for reconvene again. I would say one thing: if I've been there at the scene that day, actually I've been dressed up for the AGM. I'd written my speech. On Fridays I can look for where Africana, but I did. I've been there in suit. I've been on dress up in my office. We all enter so they go on. But I'll tell you one thing: if I've been there, we the AIG, they tell everybody say with the advice not for go home and then plan for reconvene again. And not for don't get into an argument. And for don't comply with the police directive. And I think I commend the colleagues that is what they did, that they not get into any fight or push with police. I'm glad we didn't see that scene and decide for honor or respect the directives we come for from the police, and then just go home. And then of course we all know say the issues not go end at that point. So that make discussions on the take place, and for lay out how we move forward as an association.
Oh, I know we can't talk now about the constitutional amendment bill. But it's good you clear your name, like you name it all over at the AGM.
Me name in the play.
Now we look at the constitutional amendment bill now. You don't be in and out of parliament for the past 2 weeks, spend long hours, long nights na parliament. And even before that, when I don't go na toke, don't try for do engagement with leaders of both parties and save the MPs them. So far, this process where you did lead for adopt some electoral reforms into the 1991 constitution. How you can describe the process?
Well, I can say it really don't be an inclusive and participative process. It don't be a very long journey, as you yourself don't note. But it's also a journey where we acknowledge, say, get young complications, constitutional making in any country. And not easy. Sometimes it's not gonna be smooth. That is okay. Sometimes people can be driven by political incentives, but the greater part of the incentive where they drive such a process really supposed to be the national interest. I like where you been to provide you background earlier where you talk say this not for the people and people for engage. That has been our message, that this constitution is so not for the people. Yes, now political actors they lead some of the discussion and part of the decision making. But that is why we elect leaders, right? For me, then take responsibility for the kind here. So, but we really want to make this be about the people, and that is what we encourage members of parliament for consider. See, when we make this commitment in 1999 alone, because we been realize say the 1991 constitution. Yes, it been given stability when we transition from the one-party system of government. We've been there under the 1978 Constitution. But we may acknowledge, say, it's not sufficient for prevent a backsliding. And then, when we come, we set up the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. We look all over this country. We engage, take a historical account of the conflict, lay out what are the causes of the conflict. Make recommendations for prevention or non-repetition in addition to reparations and community reconciliation. We provide recommendations for. But when you talk about recommendations for non-repetition. One of the things in way the TRC recommend was that, make we revise the constitution, make we undertake broad consultations and give this country as a constitution where go reflect the views and aspirations of the people of this country for a peaceful and democratic society with tied to economic development. And so, I don't talk say, yes, the 1991 give me constitution, give me stability, but stability should not be the ceiling. Stability should only be the floor. And so I don't use this phrase, say, now na time for a quick transition from that constitution of stability to a constitution for prosperity. And that is what the Peter Tucker Constitutional Review Committee try for do with the recommendations. Then I'm waiting the Edmund Cowan Constitutional Review Committee try for do. We work for 5 years and, make comprehensive recommendations. And then, of course, you see late President Kaba try for take the process forward. Not done former President Nkrumah try for take the process forward. And all of that, President Bio don't look at and say, this game here, so finally, we for done them. So we want to make this be about the people. It don't be an inclusive process now within a parliament. And what we don't take out the elections related provisions from the border constitutional review package, because like we say, electoral reforms need to take place, long before we get elections. You can't do electoral reforms in the middle of elections. So now that we say, well, we'll get the elections related provisions out of the way now. And then we'll continue with the bigger constitutional review package. We'll go broaden the scope of human rights protection. We'll go introduce new chapters into the constitution. We'll go broaden the scope of the judicial process, etc., etc. So this is where we are. Now within a parliament, like you say, we don't do first reading. Second reading, members of parliament don't vote. Now the bill at the committee stage, we say members of parliament, they do a line by line or clause by clause discussion. And then at the end of the day, there'll be a third reading. And then members of parliament go take a vote on the bill we did before them.
This decision of prioritizing the issues that we get to do with elections, like you said just now, election related changes we get for make, when I want for do them ahead of elections because it get timeline. Are you sure during the process of elections, after we then go done with all the amendments related to elections, time go there for further look into the other issues where on other left behind?
Well, yeah, so the point is that it's not even like say we don't abandon the issues in the while so they work on this, right? We work on the elections related provisions because also in addition to getting these in place ahead of the elections, the bill ready before we now, the reforms and way they propose also get implications for other laws and we supposed to amend. For example, once this passed, we need to amend the Public Elections Act in a lot of ways. We need to amend the Political Parties Act. Then when they all get for guide the conduct of elections in this country also. But we get teams and we already they put things in place for the other aspects of the constitutional review process. For example, I don't say, Dr. Emmanuel Gaima, we, a governance expert. They provide leadership right now on the new chapters, not the constitution, a chapter on public service, a chapter on national security, a chapter on local government or decentralization, a chapter on non-governance and natural resources, a chapter on citizenship. Then when they all you put them together. We also don't try to get a team in place for begin look at the human rights provisions. Chapter 3 get for be expanded, for become like a bill of rights. We will get a broad scope of rights. In addition to new provisions, especially socio-economic rights we get for with education and health, we will come inside. There are also parts of chapter 3 we get for be revised, right? For example, the provision we talk about the right to life now, section 16, but the provision basically say we talk about lawful execution of the order of the court. So that means if somebody therefore die as a result of court, that would abolish the death penalty. So we therefore take that out. Women's groups and other minority groups don't talk, say, section 27, where they protect against discrimination. Say, not strong enough. It left room for a lot of gaps in. we go be the basis for discriminate against certain people. So we want for rights and and get a new section 27. We will close the gaps and we need for broadening the space for freedom of expression. Journalists, they don't express concerns, they don't even make a submission for a chapter on media freedom. We get for review section 29 of the Constitution. We get for talk about state of emergency, but we want for add and be very clear in that clause. They say during state of emergency, government no go derogate on the rights of people, especially when it comes to right to life or the right to be free from torture. So we put in the Constitution, say government no go use state of emergency as an excuse, for do certain things. And so all of them were so get for it. But then work and they in place right now. So as we done this, if we take off with all of them one day. Now some of them provisions and they entrenched clauses like the human rights chapter what they talk about. If you touch them, you get for take them to referendum. So the idea is that when we don't get the full package, Parliament will vote again on that package day, and then we will take the full package of the Constitution to a referendum for the people of Salome for vote and say yes we agree or no we not agree. But I really confident say when you look at all of them, so what we talk about things like they strengthen the social contract between the people and the government. The people of this country also therefore vote overwhelmingly say yes, we want a new and improved constitution.
Since you don't begin to talk about other chapters than the Constitution, let's just ask this question because it don't they become a debate, a conversation, don't they come up? And since you are here, now you they lead this entire constitutional review process. This conversation we don't start on the presidential term limit from 5 to 7 years. It don't they be a topic of discussion. Any side they wanna don't reach in this review process, wanna don't begin get these discussions?
No. I know say a lot of people don't suggest that.
Mm-hmm.
You get strong proponents of the 7-year term for the presidency. For good reason. For some of them feel say 5-year I'm short. For do all that needs to be done. But in we bill, it is not there. I think say the bill of itself don't get identity in a lot of ways because the bill, like you say, get more than 20 clauses. But a lot of people don't focus on the issues around proportional representation or reducing the threshold from 55% to 50+1. I think say now then we don't really dominate the bill. It almost don't sound like say a bill on the preferred electoral system don't become an identity. And we're happy to have a discussion about that. We're happy for explain to people and waiting make proportional representation. Now a better system for elect we representatives them na this country also. There's
but
good
in
reason.
all the conversation, I know you somebody don't say not a better way for elect representative them for going to parliament and other positions. That the type of PR way, for example, 2023 elections practice, then problematic.
So now the MK won't forget the conversation. So now that make if fumble and watch the bill, we not just write and say PR. We say, let members of parliament approve the proposal for go to PR. Or put say, but the specific mode of nomination. You need to look at the type of PR. Make parliament prescribe that in a separate law. And so what we want, now them conversations here. So one for make people acknowledge, say, for make people know say, there are different types of PR. For example, like you say, Khadija, some people get concerns about the fact say they not the elect, not accept the representative. So really, now the political party, they do represent. Look, there are different versions of PR. I think so we need to get a conversation about how the political parties they conduct their own internal processes. For example, when we be make a requirement, say out of every 3 candidates, one for be woman. Within political parties do. Some political parties, they make and say, well, you put 2 men, you put 1 woman. When you do under way, you make it difficult for the woman for go. But when you for make my political parties no say, it's okay for make the woman and name the force. When people are ready to talk about falaba, oh, na PR get, but woman not in a falaba. That not a problem with the political parties. Because what the political parties do, now that both parties put the female candidates in at number 3. And so when you get a situation wherein both parties get 2 representatives each, now the top 2 go win at the male candidates in. But if the party has been put the woman them at number 1 or number 2, woman for them represent Falaba. So it's not a problem with the PR system. It's a problem with how the parties then conduct themselves. Now that makes some women's groups don't advocate say, make we get a zipper system. Where you put one gender, you put the other gender. If you put 1 man, you put 1 woman. If you put 1 woman, you put 1 man. So that we grant since they will go. So the point is that I feel say with the broader PR itself, the parties them, the requirements will go put on them. Go address that concern. For example, if we make a requirement say the parties for run open primaries across the country for make them members then determine who gets on the list, then the members then get a say in who that they represent them. Right? So that's one way we will address that concern. But also, some countries then we don't practice now on a closed list system. Wherein you vote for the party, you don't see the names of the candidates. Some countries then when an open list system and get. So when the voter goes in, you see the names of the candidates, they choose the candidates who you want. Still then they are part of the PR system.
So Uswan una as a government believe say una wants for the country at this stage. Because everybody gets different one way they believe in. But una as government, Uswan una
if we want choose for the country for them potential.
Una must get something for bringing at the table where the conversation reach that stage.
So when President don't say let's have a genuine dialogue on the PR system, that's the line we would follow, which is we lay out in various options here. So we want for government, we mind very open. We want for make then discussions here, so the concerns where people they express, you know, and the solutions to them concerns they as the system they apply in other countries then, or how they apply to your unique needs them, make that inform the model of PR we go choose eventually. The PR again, like we say, it is in the bill not because government obsessed with PR. Not because na government initiative. It's a recommendation with government accept. This nothing with the current Constitutional Review Committee, with former President Nkrumah, we set up. We work for 5 years in this country as well. We undertake extensive consultations. They don't lay out their data, but how they arrive at their conclusions. Various groups then submit position papers, over 150 position papers, then distribute over 70,000 forms across this country, then get over 10,000 public consultations, then send delegations in different countries then for look at best practices in other countries. And after all that engagement, they recommend saying the PR system to better serve the needs of this country. As
but the other party won't all day into the conversation there don't seem for take a firm position and hold on to and say they don't want the PR, they want the first past the post.
And everyone for say
na the APC.
And everyone for say na a firm position they don't take, you know, and not to when they no more they in this. I think we are in this with the people of Sierra Leone, we are in this with other political parties, we are in this with civil society. And of course, you know, like we all agree, say the one way they drive the decision now in a parliament, that APC and SLPP. But I'll tell you one thing. When we get extensive discussions with the APC, right? In the Cowan report, page 205, paragraph 4, and the APC, now he writes a position paper. Say the 55% threshold too high, it causes a lot of problems. So make we move down to 50+1. In 2017, when before we get into elections, the same APC draft a bill and try to get a constitutional amendment specifically on that provision. They say for amend the constitution, that particular provision in the constitution, and move from 55% to 50+1. When we go to the tripartite committee, the APC suggests the 50+1. When we publish the bill at the Gazette, when various groups submit position papers, the APC submits a position paper to me, say 50+1. And then when we say we've set up a technical team made up of legal experts from the APC as well as from the government side, and set up the team. Three senior members of the APC, Dr. Richard Conte, Adi Macaulay, Honorable Usman Abdel Timbo, and then get another team of lawyers. We get a discussion. 50+1. But then, just by the time we go to Parliament, the position change. Right? It's same with PR. Of course, I'm not going to sit down and lie saying that APC suggest PR to the Common Committee. No, they did not at the time. But then, when we get together on the tripartite committee, we not take a clear position. We say, may the process be informed by a national dialogue. The national dialogue, then give you a report, they lay out the three systems, the PR, the first party post, and the mixed member system, the hybrid system, and then left hand to government for choose. But government will get a prior policy because government will not accept the current recommendation in the white paper of 2021, say, we'll go PR, right? So even when we get together as a technical committee, up to recently, we have been one of the one of 8 points in the communique with the international moral grants has been issued. When we get a meeting here, so with this same technical team here, so when we discuss all the options, the conclusion was that we go with the district block proportional representation system. And of course, address all that here.
But we'll get Adi Macaulay now, day before yesterday, Honorable Bashir, the deputy leader of government, Adi said also, he said all of this not happen in that technical committee stage. They not agree on anything. Then what we agree on that they go back to Parliament.
Adi probably they refer to the meeting at okay. Adi Nami brother, classmate from law school, study mate. I know go find them pleasant for me to get an open back and forth. But I go only say the position with the technical committee take on this issue. It is in writing. I don't go take them out of respect.
But in a part of the technical committee.
So let me tell you, I not go do a back and forth. I go tell you one thing. The technical committee in my office will be the meet. And I know the positions we will take. I know the one that we did in writing because we take minutes of every meeting we take. When we went to Tuke, for make the technical committee go present a report to the leadership on both sides. SLPP, APC. Let me do the presentation. I went to the notes and I do the presentation on waiting the technical committee recommend on those contentious issues. 50+1 and then the PR. When I do my submission, a member of the APC technical team will be sit down with Adi.
A lawyer?
No, Dr. Conte.
Okay.
Yeah, Dr. Conte sit down, so Adi sit down, Honorable Timbo sit down, we all sit down around the table. They, as a team, Dr. Conte spoke for the team. As a team, it enhanced my submission. Right? It been therefore artsy in the presence of everybody, the APC leadership, Honorable Abukabu, Honorable Aaron, AKK, we all sitting there, and the others. And then, of course, from the SLPP side, leader of government, they were sitting there. When then, add say, in addition to the committee in recommendation for the PR system, based on the updates we don't provide, the committee also recommend, say, make we reduce the threshold, because I will skip that in the update. Make we reduce the threshold to 5%, so that we will give chance to smaller parties and independent candidates for be represented. It also adds, say, as a committee, we discuss and agree, and our recommendation say, for make sure say we preserve the threshold where we don't set, the minimum threshold we don't set for women them. Make we not fall out of that, because right now what we get, we say yes, minimum 30%, but based on the list system where we operate, we don't get a female member of parliament will die, the person will be the next in line a man. So as a committee, for make we prevent that from happening, now we recommendation say many parties submit 2 lists. One list where they can mix and the way they want, whether not all male or male and female. Then the other list for be exclusively women them, with a minimum 30%. And that the B list for that list day, for be all women as well. So that way they, if a woman need to be replaced from that category day, it could be replaced directly by a woman. So now I say this for say, IDBC don't next to Dr. Conte. Before the leadership of the APC in the parliament, before the leadership of the SLPP, they been get the option for disagree with Dr. Conte. But Dr. Conte say, this now waiting we committee recommend.
So literally,
and we agree with them. So, like I say, I don't listen to Adi, my brother, and Emmanuel, I respect very much. And for the life of me, I not go get into a back and forth disagreement. I think say each time I talk with him or other leaders at the APC, for talk about how we get things together.
At this point
how
now, one person word against each other. Now I've been go to care, lock on ourselves inside, agree, wait on agree. Now the public, citizen they wanna go talk for, they understand this, they say no, I not say so. Because even Honorable Bashiru, for being confused and surprised after that meeting at okay for can see this new position.
We all were
of the APC, but they say they not agree to anything, then say let's go back to parliament.
So make I tell you how it okay happen. We do the first report, right? But at that time, members of parliament begin these questions, especially from the APC side. Because the SLPP side, they say we want to go with within the technical committee, don't report, right? And the leaders of the technical committee, they also want to go by waiting, they don't report. But when the members of parliament, their own disagreement over the issue begin, they become, you for make cloud the conversation. It was the committees, the technical committee in recommendation at that point saying, okay, meeting, this now we on report, this now recommendation. But the ultimate decision they will can go to parliament. So when we go to parliament now, by the time we go to parliament, as you say, the APC position don't change on both. One on the 50+1, as well as on the PR. For me, I know, like I tell somebody in another forum, then there's a surprise, not to the word. I'm disappointed. Because
why are you disappointed?
Because we put a lot of effort into them things here soon. And some of they really approach this engagement in good faith. We make time.
So how about
for
the
this
APC? They come to the table with a good faith?
I not go say so. I will just say,
because if you are disappointed at their action,
look, like I say,
and you say from own side, they come at the table with a good faith.
I not go say they come in good faith. But the fact say when you come in good faith, then last minute, you change behind the other person. It's really not leadership, because I think say as leaders, when we don't take the decision here, so we were able to stand by. But for me, I can say, even come back to me or to the public and say, this not the position we have been take, but after this last minute, we don't consider this and this and this. my views don't change. I can live with that. But for come present to everybody like say, no, now this man don't be my position. We actually, you know, the position was very clear earlier. Look, I know APC leaders we don't say publicly say, let's go by the tripartite recommendation on social media, in meetings, in public meetings. Let's go by the tripartite recommendation. We have 50 plus 1 plus 25% and half of the vote in the street, right? And then we're going to parliament. The same people can't talk publicly, post, say no, and 55%. Yes, and for me, that is not leadership.
For example, consistent.
Of course, the inconsistency is disappointing. You understand? I'll tell you one thing. I not say that I don't point out, say, oh, but you know, when I self being alter the proposal on the threshold system because the tripartite process been say 25% and half of the voting in the street. How come when I change them now to 20% or 2/3, right? I can say even before the bill go parliament, we come out very clearly, and I spoke on that. Come out very clearly and explain, say, yes, now this will be seen as tripartite. But when we don't consider this and this and this and this, we feel, say, if we go with the 2/3, it will give me a better national spread for a presidential candidate. And you know what we did? Before we published the bill at the Gazette in December, we do the privilege in January. In September, we shared this version and explained. Matter of fact, I still remember say the last meeting with political parties who said even the APC was represented. No, was on the I think it was the 30th or 31st of October. Now Brookfield Hotel. Now me present. And I explain what it make we feel say a better off for go with the 20% and 2/3 of the vote in the streets. And then when the chief minister will also convene another steering committee meeting, he allowed me for present on this. I did the PowerPoint presentation. I shared with all of them. So we don't be open and basically say why certain things were modified. Now we come out and say, we don't ambush person. Now we come out and say, hey, we don't modify this, but this is not the reason for the modification. It's different from when we don't agree on a position. We don't present them jointly. And then, bien, me back, you change position, present like say no, this has always been your position. Stage. That is what is disappointing. But we'll get through this. I promise you. We'll get through this. We'll find common ground. You understand? We'll find common ground. We will express with disappointments. But at the end of the day, I think say the one commitment we will all share, both in government, the SLPP government and the APC. Now for me to make sure say this one year so it work for the people of this country.
Just a quick one, Mabel. Honorable Abdulkab will just the comment on this one. He said that same change, they changed the tripartite recommendation before they came to parliament with the bill. They changed 50 plus 1 to simple majority and changed 25% half of the district. They changed it to 2/3 of the district. They began the insincerity. We agreed and they changed behind our back.
But again, that I just been explained. See, when we modify their recommendations, we explain. We not do them in secret. Even before the bill was concluded and published in the Gazette, we explain to the public. We explain. In fact, that meeting of the 31st of October, na Brookfield Hotel, Honorable Agukabo, the front seat even get. We are going to present this. Logos Kuma was there as a representative. The meeting will take place the month prior. We say me and my team go present again. The APC being representatives again. Cherno and CDTNs being there as the APC representatives. We present this. We explain to them say now this now with suggestion now this and this we don't change. When we get meetings in my office, I explain. Basically, the point where we explained to them was when the tripartite committee make the recommendation and say a candidate for also gets 25%, now half of the voting district. The rationale for it was, make we get a system wherein a candidate not rely only on a stronghold for win an election. Make it also able get now other districts and we did outside the stronghold. But on tripartite committee, because I was there, we did not count. Now when they discuss now, when we count, we realize say, I would call ourselves 16. Half of 16 are 8. Not so. And that if you take the 2 districts now, the western area, rural and urban, that's 2. Once you move out of Freetown, you get 7 districts now in northwest, when an APC stronghold. You get 7 districts now the southeast, when an SLPP stronghold. So realize say you will still get that 25%. Now half of the voting district, now just use stronghold. So we come up with a 2-third formula for ensure say a party or a candidate able move to the other side and able get, the legitimacy of the voters on that other side. And both parties actually able to forget that. So I went into this meeting and explained. They're not being, push back that and they say, oh, now don't change the tripartite recommendation. Even this one where they talk on the search and nomination committee, then say, we go ahead and change things only for we go ahead and read what's not the specific recommendation inside the tripartite report. And then people then realize say, no, we not change things. You understand? We move forward waiting the tripartite committee recommend. Now you go say we change the names of the for representation. For example, instead of saying Sierra Leone Association of Journalists, we say from we say a media practitioner. Instead of saying Sierra Leone Bar Association, we say a legal practitioner. And we come back and explain, say, we don't have for open political battlefronts, now there's space also, but also notice, say, when you put non-statutory groups inside a constitution, you will cause problem, because the example where we give them was when we put National Forum for Human Rights inside the Human Rights Act of 2004 as one of the groups, and we for the search and nominating committee for human rights commissioners. See, the National Forum for Human Rights not exist anymore, but it didn't say statute. So all that to watch, and then we explain. But then when they come back and say, no, we not get comfort with that, now say, well, we look at different statutes. They say because it reads like so that the president and go appoint or whatever, now so accumulating. This was also not to fret. Let's do it better. We'll go take the IMC Act. The IMC Act now the statute done way very direct, where it say lawyer. They say nominated by the Sierra Leone Bar Association. We agree, say we will replicate and put all of that inside. You understand? So we have been very open. So when Honorable Abdul Kago they talk, say, oh, now we begin change. No, we explained this, we discussed it, and he was in that meeting.
So at this stage, where both parties appear like they outsmart each other, outside the interest of the people come in, and how the ending get for the. Because this seems to be a journey we're not going to end very soon.
No, I don't want to say we they outsmart each other.
But that's what he just stated indirectly for say, una said they play smart on them. Well, so then said they think I for play smart.
On that issue, he doesn't speak for me. You understand? So if he say, if he use the word, say then people outsmart each other, those are his words. They are not mine. No man take responsibility for his word. Me, just
now begin the insincerity.
Like I tell you, good faith, disclosure. Before we draft the bill, we explain. Say, now this what they propose for do. Pushback no be needed.
What did they foresee the outcome for be?
I feel say we get for do this for the people of Salone. Me and the honorable don't get engagement.
Are they willing?
Because he has stated that they get systems in place where they prevent the ruling party from getting the two-third when it reaches time for vote.
And Adi said the same thing.
I don't know what those systems are, but I will tell you one thing for sure. You know, one of the things in way the APC don't market a lot on the PR system. Now that the PR system, they take the voice of the voters away. Of course, I don't do on record for say you can get good laws. I think my big brother and senior colleague JFK been talk about that. I don't know if na Liberty here on one other side. We say you get good laws, but if good people not apply them, then not a good laws. Not not get effect. Under the first past the post system. Check with the APC in 2018. After they do all primaries at this country. Voters and the members and vote for that represent them. The leadership of the party cancel everything and call all my way interest for going to parliament to state lodge. You understand? And then go and do the list. That happened under the first past the post system. Now, when you say the voters and voice they be taken away, we'd listen to the voters. But if the party, they talk about a party strategy for how to avoid 2/3, I think it begs the question whether members of parliament that the party they take decision for them or they vote as individuals where they represent their constituency, because again they have said decision making they rest with the party under the PR system, right? Now the party now they take decision. Now if then they say so, then they are leading by example. But I don't believe that is where we'll get to. I really believe then dialogue so go yield results, and that we all at the end of this exercise we go do this for the people of this country also, because that is what they really deserve.
All right, quick one. Yesterday again, there was a conversation between Andrew Lavalley and Honorable Abdul Kagbo again on the issue around lower threshold. We don't seem for be a bit confusing. So somebody just send a message say, can the AG please shed light on the issue around lower threshold, taking a cue from Honorable Abdukagbo's comment on your yesterday show? And Lavalley, they say, if then they go with the PR system, this district block, we'll forget mechanism in place for a lower threshold. But Honorable Abdukagbo yesterday in the say, Parliament's already full up now. And with the lower threshold, I think it is suggest say then we'll get more MPs.
Well, I think it really depends, right? There are people who don't work different formulas, right? Even if we get more MPs, that is okay. We get more local councillors, so we will get more MPs. That is okay. But we feel say we agree with him, Andrew Lavalley say that we will reduce the threshold. Because remember say in 1996, when we reduced the threshold to 5%, we've been get 6 political parties in the parliament. And I think say that if I go back to the data, the number of MPs be even lower. So feel say there's a formula where you go able apply, we go keep the number of MPs at whose side we did now, or even if it increase, it will be minimal. That should be okay. But the point is that we feel say the parliament for reflect the diversity of the country. If when I say if we represent the diversity of the country, if we get systems in place, we say parliament get sufficient female representation, we say parliament get youth them, we say parliament get persons with disabilities, we say parliament get other political parties, where they be represented. It really don't make sense for we get a country we're so diverse, but then you will get an entire district. Now one party no more they represent the entire district. So even if you get if another party gets 30,000-40,000, so basically if APC get 30,000-40,000 votes now, you understand? So then 30,000-40,000 people they don't be represented. You understand? It don't make sense. If APC get 25% of the votes now or Kenima, may that be reflected in the representation. We don't forget a system where in Bo where they so na SLPP no more they represent Bo. Or you can't of Freetown when I also we all day, right? One party get 52%, right? 50 or 55%. Another party get 40-something%, right? But then that 40-something% of voters they don't get any representation at parliament. How we really get a country like that? So make we open this space up. Make we reduce the threshold. Make we make it possible for independent candidates for run on able win for going to parliament. Make we make it possible for smaller parties for run and go to parliament. Sometimes some people don't say, oh, na PR will get when only 2 political parties will get a parliament. Then because the threshold high. Make we reduce the threshold, open the space up, get smaller parties, get individuals as independent candidates for also compete, and go see the diverse makeup of we parliaments in this country. Yeah. So that is where we stand as a government.
Quickly, we'll wrap up your segment now for join the other segments. But I sure say we viewers themselves not go forgive you if you kaya, give the latest update on Umar Sheriff just slide the cast.
Well, I don't know. When you say providing the latest updates,
which progress on the last time we've been talking on this, we've been there. You've been saying yes, the Netherlands don't ask and documentations take time. So whose progress I don't make for then documentations and they in terms of sending him back because them believe say this alone.
Well, so them believe say this salon, police get for we say this salon. But the point that progress we don't make actually is we don't get a lot of engagement with the Dutch government. Recently, I've been in Accra for a meeting with the Minister of Justice of the Netherlands. In December, I get a meeting with Intim, The Hague, the Netherlands. Earlier this year as well, I get a meeting with the same Minister of Justice. We meet in Geneva. And then in September, me and to meet in New York and add that to WhatsApp messages and WhatsApp calls. It's progress that we are engaging. We were engaging in the context of broader security cooperation as well. Yes, it is true that there's an individual of interest to them. And we don't say that if this individual, if it is established that this individual is in Sierra Leone, we'll make sure, say, the legal process take effect. Use time for process, the request. Because we are a country of laws and we honor our obligations. Even though we're in the Netherlands, we not really get extradition agreements, but still, we get commitments under international conventions, and we will make sure say we honor them commitments.
But then believe say there.
Yes, then believe say it there, and so that now waiting the police they deal with. But again, like I say, in discussions where we don't get, then believe say the individual there, police go establish that. But the point is that if the discussions focus around the individual, we're not going to address the issue of transnational crimes.
But it's the individual here
No.
we're talking about. Because even after on a meeting, I guess you see waiting David tweets. He writes say in Ghana, I spoke with the Minister of Justice of Sierra Leone about just that conversation took place at his invitation. That's now you invite him for a talk. He said it is good that there is willingness to talk, but concrete steps are needed. He said Josh must come to the Netherlands as soon as possible to serve his sentence. Where for me, who I read them, he said a good way, willingness there for talk, but concrete steps are needed.
So willingness always on the photo. Maybe willingness always on the photo. When I talk with the minister, the Alex say there are operations where they be run from Salon, right? And we want to discuss that. If such operations have been run from a country, we need to address that. Then a broader security cooperation. But we also talk about this in the context of two steps, right? Or what we say, two-way traffic. You understand? So basically, the Netherlands say there's an individual here of interest to them, or their operations being run from here where they impact the country. We say we'll get a conversation on that. You understand? Make sure, say, we share information. Make sure to strengthen security cooperation so that we respective borders then they're safe. But also we make it clear, say, make that discussion on security cooperation extend to the other side, because themselves don't receive sufficient evidence, say, the Netherlands, one of the major suppliers of the substance, they come to this country also for Kush. So when I say two-way traffic, we don't get discussion in that context. Say, make themselves help you from that front day. But the whole point is that I can always say, how does Sierra Leone win in this narrative? Because the whole point is, it's almost like Sierra Leone they be painted as the bad actors, right? If it is alleged,
say, I
don't know if anybody they harbor, an individual in this country also. But I'll tell you one thing for sure. See, with security forces, with law enforcement, they take transnational crimes very seriously. The point is when they intercept massive drugs now Western countries, the blame can also, right?
Because now they trace and say, come on.
So, but when we intercept,
and they link them to just like the network.
When we intercept,
we then believe say idea.
When we intercept, right? Of course, Sierra Leone does not produce cocaine, right? So, there are times where, say transshipment don't take place. We law enforcement don't intercept. We don't prosecute people them. In this country also. But then the point is, when it comes from other borders, we intercept now. So people say, hey, this country has on a drug business. When it go to other borders, they intercept. It's like the blame come to we again. So I can always ask, say, where do we win in this narrative? I will tell you one thing, Khadija. Khadija, maybe I'll tell you one thing. See, for we, as a government, we are doing our utmost best for CC, this country, not become a safe haven for fugitives involved in the drug trade. This country not become a transit point for the drug trade, and that this country not be a recipient of anything when it comes from other countries. We go destroy we young man and young woman them now this country.
So today, if you see just like that, cast you the hand over. So
again, I will tell you one thing for sure. See, as a government, we will cooperate if we will come in custody. Now, of course, I don't have those powers. Of course, as an individual, the law give you power for arrest somebody if you meet them in this, if you're in the middle of commission of a crime, right? So you get, citizens arrest can take place. You understand? But the responsibility for really do the investigation, arrest, bring an individual in custody, they in the hands of the police. So I will tell you one thing for sure, right? If the police say today we have this person of interest in custody, the next day, my office will process papers, but within a court for process papers.
For send and go back to Netherlands.
That will be the extradition request. That will be the extradition process. When I say for process papers, that will be, because the whole point again is that what we want to make people understand is we law not just say, say arrest somebody, you just get for send. It's laid out in the Extradition Act within the process. And as a country of laws, we will make sure, say, we respect the laws as well as the commitments, and we will get to international systems.
All right. Many thanks, AG, who we talked to on broader issues then this morning from the Bar Association saga, the constitutional amendment review where they go on. And don't forget, this morning, MP then they resume with the AG again for go continue as then be stopped on chapter 13. Now 23 chapters the AG lay before members of parliament them for let them review and try for adopt them and the 1991 constitution. They don't give updates, and this morning the debates they continue in a parliament. So stay tuned to your TV set immediately after the breakfast show. Liberty TV they go live in a parliament. So they can look at the All People's Congress now. As you all know, then be all constituency elections. Immediately after the elections, the complaint committee board will receive about 44 petitions. How them plan for look inside them petition there, and what's are the emerging issues where the petitioner they don't care go before the board so far. Now that's what they can't talk about now. Let's take this short break. We'll come back when they talk to the Secretary General for the All People's Congress Complaint Board.
Salon they take action for every mama and every pikin. Together we go reach zero. We all for take action, so no mama no go die where it give life. No pikin no go die from preventable sickness. No pikin no go left behind for take maclet. The race to zero day on now.
But zero no go happen by chance. If you na mama or belle woman, take action. Go na clinic early. If you na papa, take action. Support mama, care you picking for maclet. If you na chief, take action. Encourage belle woman them for go hospital for a well body one. We all for take action for save the life of we woman and picking them. So join with today for take action for reach zero. This message they come out from the Ministry of Health together with the Ministry of Information and Civic Education.
Salon they take action for every mama and every pikin. Together we go reach zero. We all for take action, so no mama no go die where it give life. No pikin no go die from preventable sickness. No pikin no go left behind for take maclet. The race to zero day on now.
But zero no go happen by chance. If you na mama or belle woman, take action, go na clinic early. If you na papa, take action, support mama, care you picking for market. If you na chief, take action, encourage belle woman them for go hospital for the well body one. We all for take action for save the life of we woman and picking them. So join with today for take action for reach zero. This message they come out from the Ministry of Health together with the Ministry of Information and Civic Education.
All right, welcome back. It's still the Waji Breakfast Show. They come to you live on Liberty Online TV. We're telling us this segment where they can talk about the petitions them where the APC be done receive after the 2026 July constituency elections where they be whole. And also later in this segment, we go for talk to Leon Jenkins Johnston. We go for tell about a piece where a right to incomplete lawyers them ahead of the EGM. We go for happen tomorrow. But let me just come to Usman Kamara, when are the secretary for the APC Complaints Committee. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mabel, and good morning.
Let me just start first with confirmation. We see, say, when I get over 40 petition cases. Is that true?
Yes, good morning, viewers. My name is Usman Sura Kamara. I'm very much insistent on the Sura. So many Usman Kamaras in there anyway. Yes, Mabel, I can confirm that as at present, we get 48 petitions all across different constituencies them. And as the program they go, I will certainly give a summary of the petitions that we receive on the different districts them. Like for instance, Western area we have 14 petitions, Moyamba we have 4, and so on and so forth. So yes, we have 48 petitions as at now.
48 petitions from a constituency elections after all the experience we don't get from the ward elections. Is it surprising to the committee for say more numbers that come of petitions of the elections in there?
Yes, I go honestly say it's a surprise to the board, and given the fact that most of the decisions will be done with respect to the ward election petitions, we always give recommendations and we help for guide the process, both directed to the Secretariat and the IEMC for ensure that some of the issues that will be come up from the ward elections not happen again at the constituency convention. But in any event, this is still opening the democratic space. We certainly not go shut people down. The whole essence of the complaints board now for ensure that if you get issue, bring up. I will tell you for a fact that some of these petitions they not get made. Some you really they see say there are evidence to the effect. As secretary, I can take the onus for ensure that I get a way of looking at the petitions as I receive them, and you will get a first-hand knowledge. But one thing I will assure we membership now that we try as best as possible for get the threshold very, very high for ensure that if you come with petition, you have to come really prepared. You know, just come and say, oh, because the PO not signed, so I will come and petition. So that is what we are looking at.
But some of them petitioners, they are also, most of it, I can look at the petition cases in front of Una. And some of the ruling or judgments like most of them not can become satisfied, then they go back and pursue. Then same petition there na PPRC. We've been caused the delay for una party after the ward selection. I think then they don't get you. So una been get over 80 petitions, and this now like 48 now. How una go resolve them cases there for ensure say una not get a reason for go back to PPRC?
To the best of we professionalism and we expertise as a board, we ensure that we do justice to each and every petition we come before we, and we deal with them on the merit. It is our hope that we not see people they run go PPRC or the courts. But again, we certainly not go shut the doors to people for secret redress elsewhere. what I can assure is, if you look at the last word petitions where people are going to PPRC, if you watch the summary, the data will explain, say, the PPRC agree with the IECB more than they disagree with the IECB. So that tells you it's a progress on the part of the IECB. Tells you they make inroads in relation to opening democratic space of a party. So it's something we cannot shut down. The only thing we go ashore and we crave the indulgence of we supporters. Now for say the IECB is here and they ask that they make use of the process. So that once we resolve, at least let we just make inroads and progress and go before.
How will they ensure fair play in the process of the hearing? Because when you begin talk, you say some of the petitions not get merits. So how will they ensure fair play where even the sitting not start yet? I believe it's not today if it starts, but you already don't determine say some not get merit.
This is without prejudice to any particular petition. This is me speaking as a secretary when I get these petitions. I have 48 petitions in my possession. When they come, I look at it. And then it's only when you look at the petition, then you go get somebody to say, okay, Western area and the petition this. As we speak, we don't get a matrix of all petitions. We get the petition, the petitioner, and the issue where it bring come. So on a first stand, if you see a petition and then you just certainly will get a first-hand information that this petition will get made, but it is certainly without prejudice. Of course, we are going to look at each and every petition on the merits. We ensure that we ask petitioners and for bring witnesses, respondents, and also affected persons. With respect to this particular petition hearing, the IMs and the respondents, we also have affected persons to say, oh, if IECB give this particular decision, it will affect me. So that is basically the situation.
The first one then for the ward elections, since February when I conduct the ward elections, it drag on I think about 2 weeks ago. Now I'm not able to do constituency elections. Una be don't know not on a work, but like I say earlier, some man not been satisfied and therefore go back na PPRC. How the APC go cross this stage from the petition or don't begin from on a level now? Say una might not know the outcome of them petition there. Some man go still want go again at PPRC as it is now, una still get case na court on the extension of this executive then time more than take the PPRC go na court. We are not discussing the matter of the court, but I just they bring that as a reference. How the APC will cross this stage?
There is no denying the fact that as an opposition party, we have challenges. We have limited time and we work under very, very strict conditions, especially the time limit of the current executive. And I think all other organs tend to work under pressure. But like we say, I think we have to be honest here. This particular electoral cycle of the APC quite different from others. You do agree with me, say now we get so many people of interest. We want for big flag bearers. They have their supporters. They have interest. We cannot run away from that fact. All man gets his supporters and all of that. You cannot holistically say that not the principal reason, but you go agree with me, say the number certainly go extend, they go surge by reason of so many people away get interest for the flag bearers. They have their supporters, they have their interest. And so it boils down to also opening the democratic space where there are certain things you certainly just cannot shut down by reason of the fact that you have petitioners coming. If they're dissatisfied with the IECB, certainly then get for go back to the PPRC and so on and so forth. Just about 2 days ago, we still have petitions from the rerun of the ward elections. They conduct them and then they don't come back to it. So it's a challenge. It just boils down to how we can learn from the mistakes we've made in the past.
Already, the first schedule on a been get the time on a cases that will be done, they come up, don't affect the whole calendar. How long on the foresee these particular petitions the one I don't get now? For long I look into Engi ruling. How long on the foresee this for happen?
Okay, we get two sides, two sections of the petition hearing. Thankfully, we just don't complete the diaspora petitions. I think the only pending task we left for we now for round up with UK and I. And today we start with Western area for the constituency petition hearings. We hope for finishing the next 1 week for them. Hopefully we get 3-4 days for deliberates and then give rulings. Of course, you also go see people also dissatisfied with the decisions and go back now PPRC. So it continues to be a challenge, and these are things we try as best as possible for pushing the timeline and try for also appeal to a membership, say at some point there has to be a stop of the complaints and all the rest. So we cannot have back and forth because of the limited time we get and all of that. So with respect to the constituency petitions, we hope for finishing the next 1 week.
Next 1 week, kuna the give ruling.
Not necessarily give ruling in the next 1 week, but for complete the hearings in the next 1 week, and then we'll spend mostly we can do 3-4 days for the deliberations, and then we can issue out the rulings then.
The APC will come out of this alley.
With the try our level best, like I mentioned, it's a challenge we honestly must accept, given the different interests. I must say, we have to be honest about it. The interests are very, very enormous, and we get so many people of interest. It is our hope that we continue for also do the ADR. Like I say, the party not just left the work give the IECB, then also they play their role in the background for ensure that they talk to aggregate parties them. So that at least there has to be a time we will get a stop to all of this and just move forward as a party.
But the willingness from other people, them not seem for day. Because just like how you say, so certain people, and the way you listen to them petitions, if you go ask, say, why they even can petition, everybody seem for the pushing interest now, especially turning like this, where when I get plenty flag bearers, all man gets in camp, we want for CC. During then time there, they win from this level, because after the constituency elections, we see all man they pull data, statistics say, na me win Western area, na me don't win this district. So una go able to pass this stage.
Yes, that I've mentioned. It's a tedious stage at this point, given the very tight timelines that we'll get, and of course the different interests that we look at. But we certainly hope and pray that we will reach the NDC. That is our main objective, for ensure that we walk through the electoral circle and the democratic processes step by step until we get to the NDC. So this also they tell you that the APC is a democratic party. We not just completely shut down with members them. We open the space. We are very, very patient with petitioners. We come 2-3 terms on the same issue. We are willing to just listen and ensure that we get to a logical conclusion of each and every petition.
All right, quickly, before we will come back to the issues of the petition, but one of the people that we be in at okay. You can meet to get a conversation with the AG, and throughout this week could only get this conversation between the APC and that of the SLPP. As of now, the SLPP they feel disappointed, as Yusuf Yeri from the AG say una all be don't go meet as a technical team, una don't get an agreement on the systems of election. The APC they say, the SLPP they say una agree on the PR. And Adi Makolo host them earlier this week, will be the part of that technical committee. He said that's not exist. But just now before you can at the studio, the AG say that they exist.
Khadija, first of all, I don't know how you come for understand say are they part of the technical committee. Yes, I can confirm. And at this stage, I think I am limited to speak exactly to the content or the deliberations that will get na the meeting at
why you limited?
Because I feel like the whole meeting was very much confidential, not in a bad way,
because honorable parents say una been take oath of secrecy will not be there at this meeting. Then you back they say now, you know, and talk the things then will be happen at this meeting.
This in fact now the first time for a reader and they say honorable parents say we take oath of secrecy. I wish and hope that you had asked the Minister of Justice in that regard. What I know for a fact now that with respect to a certain meeting where we get with the office of the Attorney General, now that's the issue of the preferred electoral system and the threshold was very much contentious, and we never agreed on those issues. So the conclusion was we leave it to the parliamentarians to debate, and then we come up with a conclusion we, of course, will be in the best interest of the people of this nation. And let me say this, my own personal opinion. I know they have to speak on the part of the party. I'm not the PRO or the publicity secretary. But speaking as a lawyer who has practiced for 10 years, I can say the Constitution are verifying documents. And I go agree with a certain senior lawyer who been say we only issue on the gets in this country in our interpretation of the Constitution. And by this, I mean, quite honestly, both parties are guilty of that, the APC and the SLPP. We tend almost always for situations where when it comes to very sensitive issues, the court always they interpret mostly in consonance with government position. And going back to the amendments, there have been several debates with respect to what are the difference actually between the 55% threshold and the now proposal where they now the amendments bill to say let's have 50 plus 1, and then of course 20% of 2/3 of the districts. We tend to see that where is the difference? If we did try for make a bit let not be so much cumbersome, then we for also offer solutions then we will be beneficial to the bill. But again, there is this saying that if it's not broken, why fix it? Me personally not see anything wrong with the first past the post, and why would they look at for change the whole scenario of coming back to the PR system? Like I say, are very much limited into giving content of the meeting na toke, because it was agreed that it's supposed to be confidential. Like I said, it's not in a bad faith, but I can confirm that I was part of the technical team. We had our MPs there, also MPs from the SLPP, the government of Sierra Leone, and all the rest.
But Usman, how the APC members and we did not talk like you don't state, it was confidential on agree the issues on a discourse. If we go discuss in the interest of the public, why on go agree for make it confidential? Because you were not there as person we go represent perhaps in family or in self. Now the people them interest on go discuss. Why on go agree for make it confidential?
I think this will be a very good question for us. Probably the clerk of parliament, because now to pretend the affairs of that particular meeting day. It was a pronouncement from him that whatever happens here, it cannot be discussed outside. But seeing that the AG self, the content of what happened, and there is this back and forth as to saying, oh, we agreed, and the other party they say they not agree. I wish and hope that this now a topic where I will come freely and discuss on some other notes. But as I mentioned, it is something we are kind of hands tied for discourse properly. If you ask me opinion with respect to what I think about the whole PR system in some other events, I'm free to discuss and give my own professional opinion about but me just feel say the whole constitution, we have been trapped on interpretation as a country. That is what I think. Because the verifying documents, if only we make use of them. And when we say we amend constitution, basically, we are not saying it's a bad document. We are only just saying, let's look at some few clauses where probably, because circumstances they change, we may have to look at them and see within we continue.
But now that the government they suggest now, and some of these clauses the way the AG don't go to Parliament for adopting the 1991 Constitution. A burnout of a tripartite committee recommendations when both the government and una the opposition been sit down and agree on.
I agree on that, and I keenly will listen to the AG, and I'm quite impressed by the fact that he mentioned, say, when it comes to the Cowan white paper, it was never the APC that recommended the PR system. That was quite impressive on his part. But like I mentioned, when it comes to the whole amendments bill, I think it would be more than proper that we get another session for deal with respect to really what transpired within APC propose, because again, we have to look at the proposal. The original proposal from the APC, which I was fortunate to read through and through. It was always and has always been the position of APC that let's stick to the first past the post.
And that's what MP then get for vote on.
Well, we hope and pray that that is something we will come to fruition. That is the position of the party. And I'm very much sure that the party expect them for reflect the position of the party.
And una don't communicate that to them.
Khadija, like I say, I cannot speak for the party, but being part of the technical team, I know that is the position of the APC. And as you follow the debates, say that is the position of the APC. So you would be very much surprised if the MPs then say otherwise. But that is the position of the MPs and party. So we expect that to go reflect the position of the party.
All right, many thanks, Usman. We join me this morning for can talk about the petitions where the APC don't get. Quickly, they go to another segment and join in Leo Jenkins Johnson, a very senior lawyer at the bar. Yesterday, he make a call encouraging all in colleagues lawyer them for seize this moment and opportunity for join the emergency general meeting where the current president of the Sierra Leone Bar Association, Tuma Adama Gentle Kamara, been called after where police been go cancel the AGM for them. Then pull a notice, say then time done. Then they call an EGM, also then they go select or elect a caretaker body where they take over the affairs of the Sierra Leone Bar Association. Now, virtual link now, we get Leon Jenkins Johnson. Good morning, Leon.
Good morning, Khadija, and good morning, listeners.
Firstly, before we can look at the call where you they make, what do you feel as a very senior lawyer at the bar for see on Friday police storm into money, blocky colleagues lawyer them, where be ready for go take part na the AGM, and some be even the contest for elective positions for let them be new executive members of the bar?
Well, obviously, Khadija, we not want to see this kind thing here so because it's not the first time this. We don't see police then they interfere in our bar association business before in Kenema. But although, I mean, by many estimation, Kenema being rowdy, but they allow things to go on. And then Brookfield Hotel again, we see say lawyers they may try for meet. Again, police then can they and stop the meeting. Then also I remember in 2015, where we been there, I've been there at that meeting there, High Court number 1, where we been there look at whether to make a release on the then president in sacking of Vice Sumana. We see police worker come right inside High Court number 1 and grab we all Nado, which was unprecedented at the time. And again, we all wake up that morning day, we see waiting up in money. I mean, for me, I mean, myself been worried, like plenty of people and say, hey, it's meeting where then they go to problem go happen, they and all that. But me on issue with the police get for understand now, say, we don't pass the stage there. If una want for take steps, then let it all be above board. Una go there and make a clear statement. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll stop this meeting because we get intelligence, it could be rowdy and so on and so forth. That's it. End of story. But when you go there, when you listen to what the police when they talk, or when I just go home for now, for circumstances beyond others from above, it creates the kind of the kind of a situation where we no one foresee, because almost all the organizations used to be where police they go begin stop the meeting. So some of we don't like what in there, but at the same time, we want the police and say now are not quite somebody direct me to something where the AG say where he say the police them in contact them, interact with them and tell us say them in get apprehensions. And then I see my sister Dr. Blythe himself being right on the page yesterday say make a look at the police the Facebook page. I look there. I see one or two things they will say, but my point is police then can't hear too serious. Bar association are very big organization. So therefore be upfront about what they do so that it don't look like I was say they get other reasons them why then they do within and they do.
How una reach here as an association to a stage where una they go all an AGM way then we don't postpone first and una still not able for hold am? How una reach here?
Well, obviously, I think say many people and don't they follow waiting they happen with the bar association. I think say specifically to the question and this time yeah, there's been disagreements as to how to proceed in relation to the AGM and the matter gonna court and the court make orders and I see a letter from one of the aspirants, Martina, where he say the executive they not don't comply with the directives of the court. And so from that point they now, I mean, I don't know what happened. I mean, they expect say, probably the court will for intervene and grant an injunction. I not see anything like a dandy, but then we all see the police then. So frankly, how we reach here now as a result of the fact that we're not able for amongst ourselves for arrive at decisions, for do things together, and I mean like a learned people, and respectable people. We don't get to the point now where we're not able for deal with ourselves now one meeting, you know, with the abuse ourselves, with the misbehave, you know, with the disgrace ourselves to public, and frankly, it is sad. And now that's not the reason we make we see the EGM called myself say make myself rub mouth because beaucoup not to say we not want talk. If I remember myself, beaucoup tell the way and you and Khadija can say, hey, we are not the talk, we don't call we are not the Greek camp. Beaucoup people then just silent because you know we fed up because many times people will insult you, they will disrespect you, but Dande, to me, not a good excuse enough at this stage because situation they go down and down and down into the God. And so, me on call, I've been to my colleague them, senior colleagues, them mostly all colleagues for that matter. We come and make we sit down together and form this, elect this caretaker body and mandates so that the caretaker body go try for resolve some of the problem them from Kenema right through and go make some kind of recommendations. Look at we M&A, how we they vote. Is it okay to elect the person presiding on the day of the election? I mean, who should it be? Should it be a person or the most senior person? Or should we have a committee responsible for that? I mean, we need to take some tangible steps at this point. And as they have certain, you know, regulations that perhaps if you have political appointments, you should not be leading the organization. So we get a lot of housekeeping for do where we really need for go do at this EGM. So that's why the big people and say, let we know vex, let we know let fan do the game, and then when bad thing happen, we begin grumbling.
You encouraging your colleague lawyers them for attend the EGM tomorrow. There's this popular opinion for saying that politics don't divide the battle points where everything seems scattered. People and just they push for their own political ideology and beliefs them we make the banner even they do waiting on a suppose for the do for the nation. You think say una going to this EGM, getting a caretaker body, go address the aspects of the opinion where people in whole say na politics don't divide una?
I am hoping so, Mabel, because clearly, I think saying I talk down the way on the people the more too. As I say earlier, from 2015, people then believe say na politics make they not allow we for put out a press release and give opinion on the sacking vice president. And I think subsequent events don't they speak to that. But waiting me one for say, Mabel, I really can feel so bad way people they say this because plenty lawyers then they way have been accused of this. They really no need for they do this. And me can say not to the politician then they can at the bar. Now we they take we self care and go to the politician then. And sometimes some of the people them way you they see in this, these are people who, by my own estimation, are successful. I mean, we don't need these politicians. Many times the lawyers they make much more money past the politicians than in any event. So I don't know why with the trade with profession, the bar association is so highly respected and the bar association is needed in a country like this. And for the politicians then, anybody waiting to say it they destroy the bar now, don't forget at some point, the power will change hands, and maybe you're going to need the bar to stand up for you. There was a time when the bar association they take the attorney general to court, they take government institutions to court, and so on and so forth. We need to get back to that position, and frankly, not so we all guilty of that, maybe. Like me, so we all did. Yeah, I mean, me, I don't serve as ombudsman and all that. But nobody, even the term who are there as ombudsman, nobody no go say this my so na then na SLPPO, na this or that. I was never a politician. I mean, I'm just a lawyer, and lawyers have to be lawyers, and let me draw the line. And I dey hope say one of the things them we go do where we go na this meeting now for carefully discuss some of the issues there, of course without we not cost we self and all that kind of thing there. And then we set benchmarks. We set benchmarks. Politicians them can be politicians, lawyers can be lawyers. Make I tell you, maybe there was a time when we had politicians who were lawyers. When me I not be even know say people that like Mr. Osho Williams, Mr. Manley Spain, I not be ever know say they're a politician because they be the kind of court, you know, you read nothing from them. And I think we can get back to that stage. You can out and when dealing with the bar, just deal with the bar. We can do that and we need to do that. We owe it to ourselves.
Before we talk to you, we get the Attorney General Nyaso with Winner the studio. One thing where it talk about is say many senior colleagues they don't stay away from the bar, and they allow other people for take after the affairs of the bar. You think saying that then senior members then they will be don't stay behind the scene and left younger people for take over the bar? That's now one of the issues.
Clearly, yes, Khadija, you're correct. We get plenty fine practitioners in a salon right now, senior practitioners we don't let for go meeting long term. They're not a pay subscription. They really they're not even go buy events. And as I said, a mixture of a number of things that have happened in the past. I mean, starting for many, many years. And they are still around, many of them, and me on appeal. I mean, principally, not to them one day. I know one begin name people their names, Nayaso, but then they around and even me myself guilty to a large extent because we all don't become lethargic. I've been over 20 years, so I can call myself senior now. So I think say if we all day together with the junior lawyers, because what we get for face right now, the dynamics of the bar don't change. We don't get plenty younger lawyers them now when they come up 2, 3, 400. So when we can go meeting, what can happen? You find out say if people them do manipulation, then the younger lawyers they follow them because then they outvote seniors and so on because of the numbers game. But my own appeal is to everybody, the seniors and the younger lawyers, make we take we profession back. Make we take them back. Make we own them. Not you for open newspaper or you open television or radio, people and they talk about our lawyers, then this, lawyers, then that. Now look all within the happening. You see, first them, and with all due respect, lawyers are not above the law, but first them, whenever a lawyer comes into confrontation with the law, there is a procedure, you have to contact the Attorney General, and so on and so forth. But now we see that lawyers are not respected. Policeman can grab lawyer any side now and take and go lock and a cell, a central, and so forth. And you know, we do ourselves a disservice. We dey do ourselves a disservice, we dey bring ourselves can down. And this now honorable profession, now noble profession, all my way they now 100% literate organization. And so be the big, and the big old man say, let we go, make we tell ourselves the truth. We got to tell ourselves a lot of hard truth. But we can do this and we can allow the caretaker body for look at all the problems that we don't get and try for bring a solution. At least make we know already the kind of on a station them, you know, and radio for the guy explain himself. I mean, I know like what you have been see, you know, throughout the last 2 years between Alfred and Claude, every time where they go na media, it's all rowdy, this they call it compensate, they're not registered, they're not club, this, I mean, it's all being so unfortunate for us, and we pray say that they will end, to be honest.
The answer to all the questions where people only ask when the bar will be united. You dey foresee this EGM as an opportunity for that for happen?
Yes, Mabel, I really do foresee that because frankly, we will take this opportunity. If we miss this opportunity, we will be in big trouble. Because what's happening so now, what's maybe not the expect say for happen from after Kenema. Because you will recall say some past presidents them come together and try to do something like this, but it wasn't well received. I've been the hope say within the current executive do so now. I wish now this time we don't do after we come okay with all that problem. This one so we're not for there by now. For me, are confident. I don't talk to a lot of senior people. Today, self, I go for make plenty calls to people and you know, coax people and talk to them. Say, let we go give it one more try, one last try. Let's see if we can, you know, take back this thing and press the reset button for we so loved organization.
Leon Jenkins Johnston, one of the senior lawyers, the Emirates of Peace Society, call on incomplete lawyers, them they encourage them, say, let them go the part of the EGM tomorrow for go set up a caretaker body where him believe say this go be an answer for letting unite the bar. Now here we go bring the end of this edition of the Breakfast Show. Many thanks to Ona always send on a message now the show, and many thanks to the production team. Musa Saukuroma will lead the technical team, and till we meet again, Mabel Kabade say get a wonderful day and continue for Watch Liberty TV.
All right, many thanks for you joining. We not forget the debates they continue in a parliament today, so stay tuned to you TV sets. Watch your member of parliament, follow the constitutional review process. As of Tuesday, they stop at page 13. Today, then they continue, and the entire proposal, the way the AG go with get about 23 clauses them. Then they go continue with them today. Don't forget, keep an eye. If you get anything where you're not satisfied with, reach out to your MP. You go tell her what you want for seeing the constitution. Mena Khadija Bangura, they say, have a good day.
The world, they move fast, especially in the social media space. Every second, plenty things they happen, but waiting actually you they look for. Interesting story then at the social media where they shape your life. So, not waiting they happen at the problem, but how it affects you. Welcome to Trends. Also, we they bring you the real story them behind the social media noise. From technology, we don't take over the office them. So see them where they happen so we every day. We they dig deep, ask the hard question them but then story here. Join the conversation every Saturday, 10 to 11 o'clock na morning, na all Liberty Online TV platform them.
Salon they take action for every mama and every pikin. Together we go reach zero. We all for take action so no mama no go die where it give life. No pikin no go die from preventable sickness. No pikin no go left behind for take market. The race to zero day on now.
But zero no go happen by chance. If you na mama or belle woman, take action, go na clinic early. If you na papa, take action, support mama, care you picking for market. If you na chief, take action, encourage belle woman them for go hospital for the well body one. We all for take action for save the life of we woman and picking them. So join with today for take action for reach zero. This message they come out from the Ministry of Health together with the Ministry of Information and Civic Education.
You are watching Liberty Breakfast Show on Liberty Online TV.